We love a good show just as much as the next person.
The plot, the characters, the twists and turns.
Sometimes it all needs a deeper discussion.
We're two babes just giving the people what they want on mystery,
Mystery,
murder,
Murder,
and
and
melanin.
Melanin. Hi there, and welcome to Mystery, Murder, and Melanin. I'm your co-host, Harmony.
And I'm your co-host, Yelly.
All right, let's jump right into it. We're covering episode 2 of The Perfect Couple on Netflix. And the first thing I wanted to say is let's not skip over this intro. What did you think about this dance number?
I don't like it. Personally, I don't like it. It's like this whole show is so serious and y'all gonna have this goofy little dance routine at the freaking opening.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for a good dance routine. I'm here for a good dance solo. And I love that everyone's dancing along to it. So it's like I'm like looking in the back, seeing who's all in the dance routine. Like the daughter of the sheriff is dancing, like everyone's dancing. Like I'm trying to see like what they're all wearing.
Yeah.
It is odd, but like I'm here for the oddness.
Yeah. It's questionable.
Seriously. So episode 2, Amelia's still in shock and ABT is still an asshole.
Always. He's even more of one. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, we'll get to it, but like, yeah, there was one part where I was like, really, dude? Like, for real?
Yeah, like going off on the police officer. So like the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, she's in shock. And then I
Mm-hmm.
feel like they jump back to the house and like there's police swarming the house,
Mm-hmm.
doing an investigation as they should because a body was found.
Yeah.
And they're just rich, like, oh my God, you guys are making a scene out here doing an investigation.
Yeah. Oh, he said this one line and I was like, oh my gosh. Cause he was like, oh, we pay into the Nantucket Fund. We should get a little more discretion. And I'm just, and the police officer, he was like, that's not how this works. Like just because you pay some of like the money into whatever we get paid doesn't mean we're just gonna leave.
Right. Then he has a bitch fit, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, and storms back into the house.
Literally.
And then his wife is being like, she's being, I don't even know what to call it, like talking about his ex-girlfriends in this manner to like random people. Like,
Yeah, that was odd. But I kind of like, I feel like I understood why she did that because there was that other scene where she's packing up, she wants to leave, and
mhm.
he's making the comment about like, well, my girlfriend in college, my ex-girlfriend in college. It's like, why are you talking about an ex right now? Like, what does that
Yeah,
have
I
to do
guess
with
he's
anything?
always talking about his exes.
Yeah, I feel like he probably tries to like maybe not necessarily compare her to them, but just be like, oh, well, this ex did this. And he maybe is trying to like low key be like, you should do that too.
It's so odd because she brought up like like the girl lost her virginity like in doggy style and they had this crazy name for her. And then that makes me
Hmm.
think back to when Emilio kind of like was hinting that she wanted to get it from the back and like he just turned her over like what's wrong with getting it from the back
Oh, that's a good, yeah. I didn't
like
even
that
think about like
connection.
putting that connection, but yeah, there's a lot to unpack in this episode, like for sure. I feel
There's
like
so
let's
much in all of these episodes.
like this one especially, I'm happy that
Mhm.
it kind of opened the way it did because when it first opened, we finally see a little bit of what happened just prior to Merritt being found dead. We see
Yeah.
that her and Amelia are having some type of like argument because Merritt,
Yeah.
our girl Merritt, we thought she was a
Our
girl's girl.
girl Merritt.
We thought she was a girl's girl,
Yeah.
and she's
Seems
not.
like she might be about that money.
Yeah, we found out our girl Merritt is she was dealing with Tag, the dad.
Yeah, she's having an affair. She was having an affair with Tag.
Hmm.
She has the $18,000 bracelet on.
Yes. And I like how they tied that in because in the first, and I don't know, maybe I need to go back in the first episode to see if I noticed it, if they even showed like a scene
No,
of it. They didn't.
yeah,
Okay.
I didn't notice the bracelet on her at all
Yeah. When they showed
until
that, I was
episode
like,
2.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So she's the girl that's got the bracelet that we were talking about in the very first episode. They do show like a little scene where when she first comes to the house and she's hugging Amelia, Greer, the mom, is, standing like in the walkway and she's looking at them two hugging and she sees the bangle on Merritt's wrist. So they give us like a little flashback towards the
Yeah, and that's
end.
like right when she first gets there. That flashback is like right when she first gets there. So Greer notices this right away when Merritt arrives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she is pissed.
Yeah, she's mad.
Her face is
As she
like,
should be.
what the yeah, as she should be like. Out of all the people, it's gonna be Amelia's friend that you're cheating on me with. Like, are you serious?
My thing is like, how, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna go into this, but my thing is just like, how did they even connect?
I mean, once you start dating somebody, the families like intertwine.
I mean, yeah, but like I feel like I'm not my friends aren't around like
Oh,
that.
and so when she's like hugging her in some of the flashbacks, like right before this, right before the murder scene or whatever, right before the crime happens, she says, "You're my only family." So that's a big deal though. Like
Yeah.
when you're somebody who doesn't have family around, your friends are your family.
Yeah, that's true. So she probably, I guess, like you're saying, it's probably around a lot.
She's around a lot. And like in referencing back the first episode, she's like, well, what am I gonna do now? And they're all like three hugging. And she's and Brick, what's his name? The husband's
Benji.
name? Brick? Benji.
Hmm.
Benji's like, you're gonna be right here with us, watching our kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think she's around a lot.
Yeah. There's just so many little things. Cause okay, let's rewind it back. So we got that big bombshell,
Oh
which
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
like,
I
I
forgot.
wasn't expecting that, honestly. I was not expecting that to be the situation.
Right. And there's another bombshell with that too that we'll get to later. Let's rewind back more to the beginning of this episode
I
where we
feel
find
like
out.
so I feel like one of the things at the beginning that I was, and this is why like I'm still sticking to my theory that I talked about in episode one, but everybody is being a little suspicious. Like so many people are being suspicious. And I'm just like, why are you
Hmm.
being suspicious? For example, towards the beginning of the episode, Abby, who is ABT's
Hmm.
wife, she
Hmm.
sees a glass and it looks like maybe there's some leftover orange juice in this glass
Hmm.
in the sink. And then she just looks at it like, why is that there type of
Hmm.
thing. And then she starts like washing it and rinsing it. Now, mind you, they have, like
Hmm.
house workers to clean and do
Hmm.
all these things. So it was just out of the ordinary for her to do it because even in the first episode, she
Hmm.
wouldn't even go get her own chia pudding. She had the
Out
the
the
house
fridge,
manager
right.
get it for her. So it's like, what are you
Right.
doing washing this glass? Like, what's the significance of this glass?
Right.
Why are you trying to clean it?
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm like, something's going on with that glass. And there was a broken glass on the beach too. Like, I think they cut their feet on the beach. Amelia and I'm so bad with these names. Grit, no, not Grit.
You're talking about Merritt?
Merritt.
Yeah. We're like two blonde white ladies. We gotta
Right.
not mix them up.
Merritt has water in her lungs. She has a scratch on her foot too and
Hmm.
bruising. Yeah, so that was totally weird with Abby. And then what's his name tries to leave town, Mr. Duval. They just finally tell us who this guy's name is, the best
Yes.
man.
Yeah, Shooter Duvall. And he's
And
like trying to
so,
leave like immediately.
yeah, they like literally have to go catch him on the boat trying to leave the island.
I honestly thought he was gonna jump off of it.
I
I was
thought he
like,
was
he's
gonna
about to
jump
jump.
too. When the police tried to go into the bathroom, I thought he committed suicide or something. Like I didn't know
Oh,
like how extreme it was what was gonna happen.
yeah. So yeah, he was being suspicious
Yes.
because like, why are you running
So they went after him because there was his fingerprints
on
on
her
the
phone?
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also know that he took a picture of them earlier that day.
Ooh, that is right. So that would explain. I mean, of course, they don't know that, but it's just like, why are
Yeah.
you freaking out so, like, if you know you didn't kill her, like, why are you freaking out so easily and so quickly? And he
I can
called someone too.
understand why he might be freaking out because he's one of the only people of color from this island with a bunch of rich people. And I think that he and Merritt had like some type of entanglement
I definitely think that. I definitely think they
because they're
did.
really painting her out here to be somebody who sleeps with everybody.
Yeah. I don't know. There's more that we need to learn about
Hmm.
him, and I'm sure we will in episode 3. But I just thought that scene when he was like in the little guest room and I think he had just talked to Benji or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as Benji like left, he just grabbed like his passport and I think it was his wallet. And then that's when that was like right when he was like deciding to basically try to like leave out of there.
Yeah, he tried to make a phone call. The person didn't answer, and then
Hmm.
he jumps out the window and leaves.
Yeah.
And then they catch him, and then we don't see him for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. So we don't know what's
And
up
then
with
they
him.
move back into the house, and the family's all sitting down having a meeting, trying to
Hmm.
say trying to say that they're gonna have a press release and say that she committed a suicide.
This
And
meeting was so shady.
so shady. Amelia walks in here like, what? Like
Like, why is
dumbfounded.
everybody talking? And I wasn't invited to this conversation.
Yeah, she's like, should I leave? Am I part
Yeah.
of the family yet? We were supposed to be getting
Yeah.
married, but my best friend just died.
Hmm. I did not like that at all. Because it's like, first of all, we obviously know she didn't commit suicide. I mean, I think that's an assumption anyway. Like, I think we all understand, like, she didn't, somebody did something to her. And it's like, but y'all want to come out with a statement and say that she killed herself and, like, oh, she's going through things or can't handle,
Right.
like, stressful things. It's just like, why say anything at all? Like, why do you have to mention any type of, like, death? You could say, like, yeah,
Yeah.
somebody died, but, like, why do you even have to put a type of, like, situation to
Yeah.
it?
And the family's like, we have to try to get ahead of the stories.
Hmm.
It's just crazy.
Another thing that I feel like, with the family when they were having that meeting, it was just like, I feel like they really didn't intend to say anything to Amelia. If she hadn't have walked in, they would have just like
Yeah,
put it out and then she would have just found out later.
probably so, because the whole meeting was so insensitive.
Hmm.
But I mean, how sensitive are they really? But
True.
yeah, no, I don't think that meeting was for her. I do not think they wanted her for that meeting. And then
Yeah.
I feel like right after that, Benji comes and gives her an NDA to sign. Like, what?
Benji. When he did that, I was like, girl, do not sign this NDA. Do not sign it. And then what she gonna do?
She's
Sign
like,
it.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, do not sign that. My best friend just died, and you want me to sign an NDA?
Right. Like, what do I need to sign an NDA for? And in my
And then he
head, I
brings
was
up a
thinking, like, girl, he's
podcast.
not your
Like,
husband. Like, don't sign it.
exactly.
But then I was
Exactly.
thinking they did probably already technically go ahead and, like go get all the little paperwork. So I was like, maybe he is technically her husband already.
That's true. You do like sign paperwork and everything before you even get married. So like you're technically already married. Or some people sign it afterwards. I think I signed mine after.
That might be the case for them. Maybe the mom is like, maybe something will happen, which it did to stop the wedding.
I thought he was gonna give her like a prenup right then and there. I was
I
gonna be
thought
like,
so
what
too.
the?
I thought so too. I was like, this
My
is
mom
not
had
the
these
time.
seriously. But no, no, no. Yeah, NDA was better because they probably already had a prenup already worked out.
So
And
yeah.
then they jumped to Isabel and Tom in bed together.
Ew.
Ew.
Throwing up. Isabel, if you guys don't remember, that's who I was calling fake friend. She's friends with Greer. She's like a family friend. And
Friend.
she was, the scene was her and ABT, which is asshole brother Tom, in the bed
Yeah.
together. They were doing the do. Well, they just got
Doing the
done doing the do.
do. Making whoopee.
Yeah. It was interesting.
And then he rolls over and says, I'm in love with you.
Now this is where I was like, girl, I feel you because she was like, no, like this is just fun. This is just fun. I'm not in love.
She's like, this is just an affair. Why would you tell your wife?
Yeah, she's not with that at all.
She's not with it. And then she drops like she did have sex with his dad.
Right. So she confirms, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
And they
She
just
she's
all are sleeping with the same people. Like, what in the world?
Yeah. And I felt really bad for Abby in this scene. Abby is ABT's wife.
Mhm.
And I was like, I know in the scene he was like, I think she knows, but we don't know at that time of the scene if she actually knows or not.
Right.
So I felt really bad for her. Because she is pregnant, mind you.
Right. She's pregnant. And then when he gets back to Abby, she's like, well, let's go. We're leaving. She's packing.
Hmm.
And he's like, we can't leave. And she's like, I already talked to them. Like, how does she get to leave just because she's pregnant?
Oh yeah. And she was like, She's trying to get like a hair appointment or something.
I guess being pregnant is a serious condition. You can't keep her on an island. I guess if she's answered all her questions that they needed at the time and they don't really suspect her or ABT, so
Yeah.
they're not going anywhere. I would say they're a flight risk, but I mean, she is pregnant.
Yeah, I don't see her being the one at all. But the
Ooh,
brother,
but
on the
you,
other hand, he could.
he could.
He's got some anger issues, it seems. He gets easily frustrated.
And we saw that the younger brother has a cut on his hand.
Yes, he had a bandage around his hand. Suspicious. Goes
Suspicious.
with my theory.
It does. It does. I was like, oh my goodness, he had such a good theory right away. And then that makes me think too that the whole family would be on board, like in that room, trying to
Oh
make sure they
yeah.
cover up for their youngest brother.
Yeah,
Or even
absolutely.
Greer. I'm thinking Greer maybe had something to do with it.
See, I kind of started suspecting Greer once they showed at the very end that she had solved the bangle on Merritt. Then I was kind of like,
Mhm. Or Greer might even just orchestrate things. I think she's just very smart that she might have other people do her dirty work, like even had her husband maybe even do something to get rid of the situation.
I feel like I have a modification to my theory that now includes Greer
Let's
because
hear it.
it would make sense if she did do something because she's the one
Hmm.
getting cheated on. And it would also make
Yeah.
sense that maybe the little brother, well, the youngest son, saw maybe what was happening and tried to help his mom not do what she was doing or something. And he was involved in that way. So maybe he didn't do it, but he was trying to
He was in the
mediate
mix.
and kind of stop whatever was happening.
Yeah, because he has a soft spot for her.
Mm
I like your flip-flops and all.
hmm. Mm hmm. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Let me look at my notes.
Yeah.
What else do we got? What else we got going on? Oh, also, the detective. We finally learned. Well, they may have said this in episode one, but I feel like they never said her name in episode one. But in episode two, they definitely did say that the detective's name is Nikki Henry.
Oh no, I did not catch that in the first one. Oh, or in this one. Good one.
Yeah, she like
So the
introduced
detective's name
herself
is Nikki,
Henry.
Nikki Henry. I know she says she has a son or she has multiple kids that she's away from right now.
Yeah, she has kids or a kid. Yeah,
And she's like, come on, like, help me do this case. Like, what is going on here?
yeah. She thinks
And
the
then the
police
chief,
chief is being too friendly.
but I definitely understand the chief when he's like, no, we have to take it easy, or they're going to just bring in all of their lawyers and burn everything to the ground, like you said.
Yeah. That detective definitely gives like, I came from the city and I'm trying to wrap this thing up. And these rich people, I see them get away with stuff all the time. And
Hmm.
that's not what's about to happen here. That's the vibe I'm getting from her.
Same, same. Because Abby was trying to like get personal with her and was like, I'm not from all of this, just like
Hmm.
you, like trying to find some commonality with the detective.
Yeah. And that
And then
detective was
in the
looking at
same
her like,
sentence, but in the same sentence, she like makes a dig at her like, then the detective's like, okay, yeah, like when I was pregnant, I was like sitting at a desk all day, like I would need to put my feet up. And then Abby's like, yeah, I don't do that. Like
yeah.
she was like trying to connect with her, and then in the same sentence was like, no, I don't do that though. I
Yeah.
don't work.
She's like, not too much now. We in two different classes.
And not too much on my work though. She don't work. She said, let's make that clear.
Yeah. She said, I do not sit at a desk. That's one thing I will not be doing.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he has something to do with it just because Abby, I feel like might be trying to protect him by like
Yeah.
getting them out of there.
Hmm.
Or she might just be tired of it all because she made the same comments like, um, we had to rearrange all of our weekends for you guys.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I definitely have questions about just their entire dynamic.
Oh yeah. So Tag and Amelia had a conversation too.
They did.
And I'm really glad that she kind of spoke up. She spoke up, but didn't at the same time. But I still feel like she stood her ground. And then Tag was like off the shits or something. Like, didn't it seem like he was like going in and out of it? Like his eyes, maybe he was trying to hold in his tears or he was super drunk. I mean, they're off the pills all the time.
I was feeling like he wasn't sure whether or not Amelia knew, and so he didn't want to just come out and be like,
Yeah,
like I think he was trying to just see if she was going to say something first or,
yeah,
just kind of like walk tiptoe around the conversation because I don't think he wanted to just come out and be like, yeah, me and Merritt were together.
right. He was like, she was a special person. She's like,
Hmm.
yeah, I know.
Right. She's like, I know her way longer than you've known.
Right.
So
Which
I
is
thought that was
really
awesome.
insane. That's going to be really insane to see how deep their relationship was. I mean, he bought her an $18,000 bracelet and oh, spoiler alert, she's pregnant.
Yeah. That was another big bombshell.
So she's pregnant, $18,000 bracelet. Like she maybe thought she was going to get kept
You
because
know,
she wore that bracelet there. That's a big statement, honey. You do not wear that in front of his wife.
yeah.
That is wild.
See, I was trying not to think that she was trying to do it for any like monetary reasons, especially because, during the little flashback where they're showing Amelia, like she just made this confession to Amelia. Amelia says something to her, and Merritt's like, I can't believe you would say that to me.
Yeah.
And
She was like,
I
I
think
did it
Amelia
on
says,
accident. And
yeah,
Amelia was like, you did what on accident? Slept with my father-in-law or got pregnant?
yeah. And then Merritt's like, I can't believe you would say that to me. And then she storms off. But I'm like,
That's such a
somebody kind of
weird
does need to say it to
reaction.
you,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
such a
girl.
weird reaction. That makes me think like, does she have fertility issues? That's where my
Hmm.
mind went. Like, because why would you say that? I can't believe you said that to me. I feel like there's more that had to have been said because Amelia's interpretation is a bit skewed right now. She's still in shock.
Hmm.
So I don't think everything that she's showing us might be actual factual yet.
Yeah, I feel like we'll definitely learn as the story, like the show goes on. Like maybe we'll get some little tidbit of information that makes more sense as to why Merritt said that. Because, you're talking
Hmm.
about like how you mentioned she doesn't really have like a family and stuff. So I don't know if she maybe said that because she's like, Amelia, I don't like, I'm just not, I don't have anybody. Like,
Right.
I don't know. That's that's something, they only gave us a little bit of that.
There's so many moving parts in this, which this series is kind of reminding me of Agatha Christie and how she does her books with the mystery and just all the other characters. And so there's never a dull moment in this.
Yeah.
There's always some part moving, some character moving.
Yeah. And I feel like there's two last little things I have in my notes, and you might have more in your notes, but I do want to just briefly mention these because I'm sure the next episode is going to give us more. But there was one thing
Mhm.
I noticed. There was a scene where Greer's getting a phone call, and the name on the phone says Broderick Graham. Now we don't know
Yeah.
who that is.
This is the second time now that he's called. He called in the first episode and he's called again in the second episode, and she keeps dodging him.
Yeah, she doesn't answer the phone. She like puts the phone upside down and puts her book on top of it. So I'm wondering, like, who is that? Who's that
Like, is
person?
she having an affair? Or did she
Yeah, or
hire
maybe
a
he's a
private
PI.
detective? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now she doesn't want to have to deal with it because this would put a target on her back if it gets out that he found out that he was having an affair and the person
Right.
he was having an affair with has come up
Dead.
dead,
Which could be, if he is a PI, that could
unalive.
be why he's calling. He could be like, Greer, like,
Hmm.
what did you do? What happened? Like, yeah.
I
And then
think they have
also,
enough money that like their PI probably would not call to follow up on that.
you don't think so?
When the wedding planner in the beginning said they're rich, rich, they're get away with murder rich.
Mm,
Yes, I think so.
yeah, true. Hmm. Greer might be smarter than, well, I already feel like she's smart, but she might be like, I guess,
Greer.
sneakier
She's very
than we think.
sneaky. Yeah, no, hands down. Greer, I think, has something to do with it in a very sneaky way,
Mm-hmm.
in a very calculated and even manipulative with
Yeah.
using her sons and her husband. or
Mm-hmm.
anybody around her. Abby, ooh, Abby did say in the first episode, I'd do anything for her.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
Like, I think she emulates wanting to be like her also.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think so.
So I
Definitely
think
understand.
anybody could have been involved in it.
Yeah. And also Amelia does go to the police. That's like towards the end. So she does tell them that Merritt was seen tagged. So the police are aware. So I'm pretty sure the next episode they're probably going to be bringing him in. We might finally see him
Mhm.
in the police station.
Yes, yes. She secretly goes to the police station. They say that she came in through the back and did not want to be seen,
Hmm.
which she signed an NDA. So I hope nothing pops up from that or that whatever she says to them doesn't get like stricken out in court or something like that.
Yeah, hopefully not. I was thinking that too, but then I was also thinking I feel like NDAs are like null and void if it's like if a crime has been committed.
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, can an ND, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, can an NDA really stop a murder investigation?
Yeah.
I think they
Hmm.
could just like sue you or something.
Yeah. Yeah, probably that.
Or are their lawyers top notch like that when they're like, what happened on this property stayed on this property?
Yeah.
You
We'll
come in
have to
this
see.
house, you got to sign an NDA.
They
Hey,
need to get the wedding planner to sign the NDA because he's a yapper.
he's a yapper. He's yapping, telling all the business.
All the
Done
tea.
lost the family land.
Right. We did not need to know that, but I mean, it's a good little detail.
It's a good little detail. But yeah, I think that's a good cover. Oh, no, no, no. Real quick, Tag and Greer have been having odd conversations, like just still kind of like butting, kind of just circling around each other. They had that conversation out on the balcony, and she's like, I've been cleaning up your mess all day.
Yeah.
Can you clean that up?
Hmm. And he
So,
did.
well, what's she been cleaning up? That makes me think she had something else to do too, because she's pregnant. That's another mess she could have been trying to clean up
Yeah. She's trying to do damage control for the family.
for the family. She's trying to keep this money to herself and to her sons.
Hmm.
But yeah, y'all, I cannot wait to watch the next episode.
Yeah, me too. It's getting good.
You guys let us know who your favorite character is on The Perfect Couple. If you
Sorry, I
guys
was
have
looking
any
at the notes.
questions for us, ask us any questions.
Yes, leave some comments on our Instagram page or our YouTube page. If you're watching the show along with us or if you have your own theories, we definitely want to hear what you all have to say.
Yeah, let us know if you guys noticed anything that we missed.
All right, you guys. So that's all the time we have today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that follow, subscribe to our podcast, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, everywhere that we are, and make sure that you tune in to The Perfect Couple because that is the show we are going to be covering for the next few weeks. And we definitely want you to watch along with us.
Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.